Welcome back to another episode of the Highly Anticipated Podcast. I don't know why he looking like that because we got a lot to talk about today.
Ah, ah,
We got a lot to
ah.
talk about today. But as always, your host Josh Raphael, co-host Will Young.
Yes,
You know
sir.
we got the best sports news coming to you. But
Best,
first, we're
best
gonna
sports.
talk about what's been all over the sports world, and that's Antonio Brown. Well, I know we don't know the exact specifics,
Help that man. Somebody
but
help that
what do
man.
you think? Like, what do you think about that whole debacle that transpired during the Jets game with Antonio Brown?
I real life have no clue, bro. Like I was going through the comments on IG, and all they kept saying was CTE is a real thing, and I'm like, yo, no, they're not lying, bro. I don't know. I legitimately don't know what's wrong with that man. Like,
Mhm.
are they gonna like reveal what happened on the sidelines or like?
I mean, from what I've seen, like there are reports saying that apparently he had like an incentive, like if he had got like a certain amount of catches or
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
yards. And apparently there's like a report saying that, oh, like they're trying to ice him out, like they weren't giving him the balls and not get his incentives, so they didn't have to pay him. And then there was another report saying that, his ankle was hurting and he didn't want to check into the game when they told him to get into the game.
Oh, that's the one I heard. Bruce was like, "Yo, go in, go in." He was like, "Nah, I'm good." He was like, "Nah, go ahead, slide in there." He was like,
Yeah.
"Nah, I'm good." He was like, "Well, go home then." He said, "All right, bet."
I mean, look,
But
honestly,
Dips,
like I don't know, like I said, it's hard for us to really give our opinion on it because we don't really know exactly what transpired. So I'm not gonna really be on that side of social media that's like, yeah, yo, Antonio Brown's a head case, he's this and that. Because we generally do not know exactly what transpired. And for the most
I
part,
don't know, but Cuz need help, bro. Whatever transpired on that sideline, that is no
no,
reason to
don't get
start
me yeah,
stripping.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. No
Come
matter
on,
how
bro.
bad or volatile or whatever had
Nah,
happened, what he did was not professional and it was not
out
worth
of pocket, bro.
He should not have done that. Like he literally just took off.
Out of pocket.
took first off, he took off his shoulder pads, everything, then proceeded to do jumping jacks
Boy,
in the
start
end
hyping
zone
up the crowd.
while the game was going on. Like he started hyping up the opposing team's crowd while the game was going on. It was 3rd and 7.
Like, come on, bro.
Like, look, I do agree with you. Like, yeah, I think he does need some help in whatever he needs help in.
Whatever going
But
on
like,
there, bro.
it's really kind of sad though when you sit here because it's like
Nah.
before, like after his last season at Pitt, or like before like his last season, like he was on pace to have a record-breaking career, and it's crazy because
Uh,
with everything that he's done, he's probably still gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Like besides all the shenanigans, besides bro,
maybe.
come
I
on,
mean, he'll definitely.
he
Don't
had
get me
about
wrong. He'll definitely go down as one of the like.
he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. He had about what 5 straight 1,000-yard receiving
That's
seasons. Like he
facts.
had about like 4 or 5
I'm just
seasons
saying
where he had
because
over
of
10 touchdown
politics.
catches.
Just because of
No,
politics, I
I
feel
think
like maybe.
I think he gets in, but it's gonna be a while. So I think like he's not gonna be a first ballot, obviously. But I think he gets in, but I think they're gonna try, like you said, because of politics, they're gonna try to ice him out for as long as they can.
As
But
long as
as someone with talent like that, I
nah,
mean, bro, besides all his head case and everything that's going on, like you can't keep him out of the Hall of Fame. You know
he'll
what I'm trying to
still go
say?
down as one of the greatest receivers ever. And I
No,
mean,
for
easily
sure.
would have had a Hall of Fame career had he not had all of these stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. But like, bruh, bruh tweaking, bruh. He probably didn't play his last time in the NFL, bro, which
Yeah.
is
And
crazy.
that's the crazy thing. I
It's
mean,
rap.
if he had just stayed on course and
Boy
I
tweeted
mean
super gremlin.
the game probably was still going on when he tweeted it too. Like, and there was a picture circling. This man was waiting for his Uber.
But he ain't had no he ain't had no ID and
Look, I'm a fan of Antonio Brown. Don't get me wrong. I'm a
Oh,
fan. He's a Florida boy. I
mhm.
support him. I just wish his career kind of didn't go down this path. I mean, I do wish or hope another team may give him a chance, but I'm not gonna lie, it's looking really dicey. And I do wish we can actually see the real story that came out. You know, I mean, like I said, what he did wasn't warranted. Like he shouldn't have did all that. But then again, we don't
Might be
really know.
something. We don't know.
Yeah,
Might
we
be
don't know
something.
exactly what happened.
Hey, but at Lions, if y'all new receiver on the market, I know he got problems, but Dan Campbell,
He does not go to
hey,
Detroit.
hey,
He
take a
is not going
chance.
to Detroit.
Hey, take
And
a
knowing
chance.
him, knowing him, he gonna go there for a day and just decide to leave. You seen what he
Hey,
was doing
take
on
a
the Raiders.
chance,
He's
bro.
not going over there. But other football news, man, this week was kind of crazy. Like there was a
Wow.
lot of crazy games, like playoff implications and all
Mhm.
that. But first, bro, I gotta start with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Like I remember earlier in the show we were talking about, how our Chiefs done and the Chiefs went on a fat streak, and we're just like, yeah,
Mhm.
like them boys are back, they're legit. And honestly, like besides Green Bay, I would honestly put the Chiefs as one of the top teams in the league. And what Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase
Them boys is
did
crazy.
yesterday is honestly unbelievable. Like, what, this Joe Burrow's second year in the league, Jamar Chase's first year in the league? Like, it's honestly unbelievable. And that really does pose the question, like, do you think that the Bengals can become a dynasty like the Chiefs for the
I
future?
think so, bruh. At this point, bruh, I legit think they're like Super Bowl contenders at this point, and it's no doubt about it, bruh. I mean, they easily have the best wide receiving core in the league. I mean, just Jamar Chase's performance last week, but let's not just forget the week before T. Higgins, only had maybe an average day, and then T. Higgins goes off for what,
Hmm.
100, almost 200 yards, two tutties, like bro. Plus, you add that with Joe Mixon, you still got Tyler Boyd. Like, bro, they have a complete team,
Yeah,
bro. They're
yeah,
young, they're confident, bro. They
yeah,
low key, like I said, they remind me of like the Hawks last year type.
yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah,
like the Hawks are like the NFL, just like a young, confident team that just kind of play and they just hooping with it. And they on a roll.
yeah.
Like,
No, I agree with you 100%. Like, in terms of like, can the Bengals be a dynasty for years to come? I think they can. I mean, like you just touched on
sure.
T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, bro. They're two receivers under 23 and under that had 1,000-yard receiving season. Then you got Joe Burrow, second year in the league, like just coming off an
Mhm.
ACL injury, and still it's just dotting like fellas up. Like, I do think the Bengals genuinely can be a dynasty. I mean, like you said, they have Joe Mixon, they have a great run game. The only thing for the Bengals, I think that's really gonna help them is I think they need a better O line. Just to make
Mhm.
sure that what happened to
And
Joe
that's the
Burrow never
crazy
happens again.
part, bro, is that they weren't like we weren't even sure what the Bengals were still gonna do this year. Like
Hmm.
many people were criticizing them for getting Jamar over O line because they were like, you won't even be able to get the ball to Jamar if you don't have a solid O
Yep.
line. Like they didn't make any crazy offseason moves like with free agency or nothing like that, and they're still
Yeah.
doing what they're doing. So
Yeah.
I definitely think they can be a dynasty, bro.
No, for sure, for sure. And like it's crazy because I just thought that game was just so fitting because you look at the
Mhm.
Chiefs who like literally became a dynasty within these past couple years. And just to see a young team like the Bengals come and just do what they did was
Mhm.
honestly like it's honestly inspiring because it's like, bro, like the league is in good hands. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Like, and it's crazy because usually young teams take a little longer to develop, in the NFL, NBA. But bro, you look at them and it's just like, bro, like they're out there having fun
And
with
it
it.
rarely happens just like that, bro.
Yep.
Rarely
Rarely.
happens
Bro,
just
they
like that.
were Joe Burrow tore his ACL last year. The year before they were 2-14. And now they're what, 10-6, and they just won their division.
Crazy.
Granted, Lamar Jackson's been hurt, but
Hmm.
still, bro. I mean, I'm pretty sure I think they beat the Ravens twice in convincing fashion. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure the first game sorry for that, Lamar Jackson might have played. So all I'm saying is like them boys are looking real good, bro. Like they're looking real good. I still don't think come playoff time, I'm not sure if I would take them over the Chiefs, but I do think
I don't know, bruh. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. Like, I really don't know if the Chiefs are just like that, bruh. They're
mhm,
too. It's too late in the season to be this inconsistent.
yeah.
Still, it's too late, and that's what worries me about them. Like, this is a point where y'all should be rolling.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff earlier in the season, y'all should have been fixed stuff on defense. Y'all knew y'all secondary was trash. I mean, the offense is still flowing a little bit better now, way better than it was in the beginning of the season. But still, bro, it's too late in the season to be giving up 220 plus yards to
I mean, yeah.
Lamar, and
I
he's like
agree.
that. But
I agree, but it's not like the Chiefs haven't been rolling. They're on a win streak. They were rolling. It's
no,
just
they have, yeah.
they ran into the Bengals. I think they just cleaned a couple things up, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be just fine. But I mean, come playoff time, it's just going to be a lot of experience that's going to play a big factor in it. And Mahomes has been there. Mahomes has done it. Most of that Chiefs team has been there and done that. Like I'm pretty sure it's
Mhm.
mostly the same core guys. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
So experience is going to play a huge factor in all this, but I do think come to playoff time, I mean, the playoffs are going to be real interesting, and speaking of playoffs, like we're going to talk about some playoff implications of teams getting knocked out the playoffs.
Mhm.
First team I really want to start with that, honestly, the way they started the year, I'm not going to lie, I thought they were making the playoffs, is the Browns. It's the Browns. And it's crazy that we're even talking about the Browns now because for weeks, not
Hey,
even weeks,
shout out
years,
Baker. It's time to go, big dog.
years, and I've been harping on this for a while. I kept saying, I said Baker is not the solution in Cleveland, and I
Nah,
had
big
people
dog.
telling me that, oh, it's OBJ was the problem. OBJ is this and that. I'm like, OBJ just got 5 touchdowns in like the last 6, 7
Time to
games.
slide.
He's gonna be in the playoffs, and it really does pose the question, like, bro, like, is it time to move on from him? Is it time
It's
to move on
so,
from
bro.
Baker?
It's been time, and if I don't know if the organization is just turning a blind eye, or if maybe they just like it's not clear enough for them. But bruh, they're bare. That's how you know you're supposed to move on, bruh. They're barely losing games with Baker Mayfield throwing 2 and 3 interceptions.
Yep.
They're barely losing.
They barely lost to the Packers.
Like
Packers the
they're
best team in the league, and Baker had like 3 picks.
bruh, and they're barely losing. That's how you know. It's like at that point, it can't be, oh, there was other stuff that went wrong in the game that contributed. Oh, this. I don't know. Maybe it can't be that much miscommunication between Baker and the receivers. It just can't, bruh.
Yeah.
Some of these, bruh, he was against the Packers, he was just throwing to them. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
it can't be.
you look at that team. The team is not a bad constructed team. I mean, obviously
Not at
Kareem Hunt was
all.
hurt this year, but you have Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt, when he was healthy, was doing his thing. You have
Mhm.
Jarvis Landry. I think he's on IR, but I'm pretty sure he's back by now. But you have Jarvis Landry. You have a lot of weapons like around
Donovan
him.
People Jones, he's
Like,
starting to
you know what I'm trying to
emerge.
say? So it's not
Yeah.
even like, bro, like the team is just, you have Miles Garrett on defense. Like you have a decent defense. Like it's not even like the team is just so like not well constructed. The team is well constructed. It's just
You
you are
gotta
gonna
go.
go as far as your quarterback goes, unless your coach is Bill Belichick and you're the New England Patriots, because then you can,
Then you can
manage.
slide by.
You know what I mean? But unless it's that, bro, like
Not, bro. You're not gonna win with Baker throwing 2, 3 interceptions. You
yeah, he's a
not.
turnover
No
machine.
team's gonna win. No team's gonna win like that.
The turnover machine. He's literally a turnover machine. And
It's
that's
time for
just
Baker
like,
to
and it's just
bye bye
crazy, bro.
Baker.
Like, I'm really happy to see OBJ like flourishing where he's at. Cause it's like, man, for
Right.
years, like, I mean, I'm not saying OBJ is back. I'm not saying
Mhm.
OBJ's
Nah, I
top
still wouldn't say
five.
he's like a number one receiver or
Yeah,
anything
you know
like
what I'm saying?
that.
I'm not even saying,
Right.
but I'm saying like the way that we was like looking at OBJ, we was like, yeah, like this man is like done. Like He's
Mm,
done. And I mean, bro, he had this year. He has double the amount of touchdowns he had in Cleveland. I'm think all his years. You know what I mean? And
facts.
that's
And he's
crazy.
really, and that's really him just getting started, just jumping into the offense, like
Yep.
not even.
And that's with them already having Connor Cup who's having historical season. So it's not even like he's just
Exactly.
the only receiver there. Like Connor
Mm,
Cup still getting his touches and OBJ is
bro,
still
bro, it's,
inserting himself.
bro, it's Cooper Cup, bro.
I keep saying Connor Cup. That's my fault. I don't know why I say Connor. I always keep saying Connor Cup every time. My fault, Cooper. My fault, my fault. Cooper
He said
Cup.
Connor Cup.
Cooper Cup. My fault, my fault. I don't know why. Every time I say I be thinking his name Connor. That's my fault. Cooper Cup. But
Shout out Connor. Shout out Connor Cup. Shout out.
but I mean in other news, like other teams too, my Dolphins, my Miami Dolphins. Like I know I talked to you last week. I was like, yeah,
What I said.
we talked about Tua, and I
What
think
I
you said
said.
you didn't think Tua was a franchise quarterback.
What I said. I said it's the Dolphins. And I said I ain't believing them like that. That's what I said. Nah,
I
don't
mean,
get me wrong. They was rolling.
I know it's just to me like after watching the game, I just think I think Tua. I mean, he's young. Don't get he's really young, but he has a lot of room to grow. Like he has to grow, because I'm sitting there and I'm like,
Well,
man,
yeah.
like I know we don't have the best run game. I know our O line is honestly bottom five in the league, and I get that. Those are a lot of variables. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, same thing. Like we were just talking about Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and I mean, besides the run game, their O line's not that good, and you see that he's still making it work.
Yep.
But for what the Titans did to the Dolphins, and the Dolphins knowing that they had to do was not saying it's easy, but they had to just win their next two games to go to the playoffs. And
There's no reason you should be giving up 130 yards to Foreman, bro. It's just not.
like it's just
It's
it's
no reason.
like bro, if you're gonna lose and lose that playoff spot, you
Mm.
guys gotta go down throwing punches. Like the Titans literally, and the funny thing is, like, I'm not saying the Titans are a good team, but bro, they don't even have their best player. Don't even have their best player. And you
That's
guys
bad.
literally get waxed.
Dusted.
Waxed. Like you might as
Mom.
well, honestly, if I'm being honest, you might as well just lost. What was the point of going on the street? What was the purpose?
Could have gave up a little early, got yourself a little couple picks.
Like, what was the purpose? So to me, it's just I think the Dolphins are gonna be a lot better next year. It all
But my
depends
my
on.
fear with the Dolphins, and that's what I was saying about Tua, is that in order for to be a successful team, the entire team needs to grow.
Yeah.
And with that, I feel like you said, Tua's got a lot of room to grow. And what's gonna end up happening, I think, is that, and as a Dolphins team already, I mean, they got what, their defense has the most sacks in the NFL. Like the team itself is growing like at a significant rate. And the moment Tua starts lagging behind that, then he's gonna be the reason why the team isn't what it is. It's the same
Mm-hmm.
thing with Baker and Cleveland, bro. You got a well-constructed team that's playing like maybe not up to where they should be, but they're at least playing at a decent level enough to get
Yeah.
them into a good position. But if the quarterback plays in there, and I think even along this streak, I wouldn't say Tua's been playing like out of his mind. I think
Nah.
he's been game managing,
That's
and
it.
their defense has covered a lot of their, mistakes because of the pressure they
Yeah.
have. Their front four is crazy. Like, so I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
I
We
agree.
gonna
I
see,
agree
but
100%. I think during that streak that they had, like you said, he was just really just game managing. Get the
mm,
ball out, short yards, and just let your playmakers make plays. I mean, when you guys got guys like Jaylen Waddle, I mean, you're gonna be able to make
mm,
plays in the open field. And like you said, their defense bailed them out a lot of times. And like, look, it's no knock to the competition they're playing, but it's not like they're playing the best of the best teams. Like their toughest part of their schedule is the beginning, and
yep,
then they went 1-7. And then they just played a couple teams that weren't like I guess you could say like up there in terms of record, and obviously they won the games they should have won. You know what I mean? I mean, personally, if they didn't drop, I think a game against Jacksonville earlier in the year, and I'm pretty sure they played I'm not mistaken, Atlanta early. If they ain't dropped those games and they lost to the Raiders by like 3 or something,
Mm-hmm.
if they don't lose those games,
That's
they're probably in the playoffs right now. That's the
playoffs right
playoffs.
there.
You know what I mean? But like you said, it's a lot of room to grow, and like you said, the whole team needs to grow. You know what I mean? And like I said, it just depends on really what the Dolphins do, because the Dolphins, I'm pretty sure, have the most cap space and have the most money for free agency. So really,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't have a first round pick. Philly has their first round pick. So really,
Oh,
where the
yep.
Dolphins are gonna really get their help and get all the changes they need to make is gonna be free agency.
Mm-hmm.
So the general manager, they need to go crazy in the free agency because no one should outbid them for anybody. If they
Yeah.
really want somebody, they're gonna get them. It's Miami. You're in
Yeah.
Miami. Everyone wants to live in Miami.
Facts.
The only reason a team would get someone over you is because they outbid you. You
And
know what
on
I'm
top
trying
of
to
that, they
say?
just a couple pieces away from being playoffs.
Yeah,
Hey, but I
no.
give I give Tua one more year. Honestly, I think they're gonna give him another shot. But I think if their defense plays as well as they played this year, next year, and they still come up short,
Mhm.
and Tua's not doing his thing, I think the Dolphins are gonna move on from him. You can only give a
Yeah.
young player like that so much time where you keep saying, he's got a little more room to
Speaking
grow. As
speaking of young players, like, do you think hopefully next year you think Trevor Lawrence will figure it out? I mean, granted, I know he's on Jacksonville. I know it's a tough
I should
situation.
hope so. That boy Urban decided to go there and brainwash the whole place.
Cause it's just like we literally saw Trevor Lawrence as like a generational talent coming out of
Hmm.
Clemson. Like we were like, yeah, this dude is he is literally the
Ah,
prototypical.
well, I will say the first year I would have said that. Second year, he was on the decline at
Yeah, he
Clemson.
took a little step
He,
back.
yeah, he did show some things that was like, maybe he's not as good as we thought because he had just like basically a flawless, almost nearly flawless like freshman season.
Yeah,
So, but even still, I mean,
I
I
think
think
I
I
think
think he will. They have like the Bengals. They have a nice young receiving core.
I mean James
Travis didn't
Robinson,
even
but I
play.
mean he's hurt. He got hurt, but I mean when he comes back, they have James Robinson. He's a decent running back. I think Trevor Lawrence figures it out though.
Mhm.
I think his second year is going to be a big step in the right direction, but I do think the coach is going to play a major factor because I was saying this before, and I don't know if like people agree with this, but
Mhm.
I feel like when a young quarterback, not even just a young quarterback, when you're number one pick, if you have the number one pick, you draft a quarterback and they come into the league. I know offensive coordinators are used to their play style and things like that. But I feel like if
Gotta
you really
tailor
want
it.
to help that quarterback succeed,
Mhm.
like take some of the stuff that he was doing in college and integrate it in your playbook now. Give him a feel. So
Yep.
now you giving this dude a new playbook, like everything, like, and it's just like he's just getting thrown to the wolves. So I'm not saying
Mhm.
like, yo, abandon your playbook. I'm not saying that, but integrate some of the stuff that they were doing in college and just let him get the feel of the game. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I think like that would help him next year. Getting a coach that like or offense coordinator, whatever, not like that, just is gonna be able to okay, this is some of the play styles that you're used to, that you're good at doing, like blah blah blah, like get that, and then you know what I'm saying. Let's grow from there.
Hey, but I'll say this: I do think Zach Wilson gonna have a better second year.
Oh, I do too. I do too.
Mhm.
I wasn't like, look, he's on the Jets, like, and I mean, it's just that's why I'm not like, oh, they're bust because Trevor
Right.
Lawrence on the Jaguars. They are literally sorry, Jaguar fans, but they're literally the poverty of the NFL right now. And the Jets, both teams are literally the poverty of the NFL. You know what I'm trying to say?
Nice.
So I
Yeah.
get it. Like I get it. It's hard. It's not like basketball. You know what I'm saying? Where one person can really make a significant impact. Like, bro,
Right.
football. There's so many different
Whole team.
intangibles and factors
Mhm.
that go into it. You know what I'm trying to say? But speaking of basketball, kind of moving past the NFL right now, this is a question that I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, well, I feel like if people that watch basketball, they may agree or, they may have a different opinion. But,
Mhm.
and I'm not just saying this because he had a 50 burger yesterday or the other day, but do you think Jaylen Brown is a star? Like if Jason Tatum is a star, Like, because we consider Jason Tatum a star, do we not?
We do.
So is Jaylen Brown a star?
And I said this. I don't know who I said this to. It might have been one of my boys, but I've been saying Jaylen Brown is a better player than Jason Tatum.
More
And
efficient.
people can say what they want, but honestly, Jaylen Brown's better on defense. I think at this point in his career, I think he's just as good as Jason Tatum offensively. I think people just like to see the way Jason Tatum plays, and of course they do the whole Kobe thing with like some of the moves he does and getting to the spots. I
Yeah.
think he's great with that. Don't get me wrong, but Jaylen Brown definitely is more efficient. I would say he's better defensively, and I say he's more athletic.
Yeah.
I think he's better going to the rim. And Jason Tatum, I mean, between this year and last year, he's proven to be a streaky shooter, and he just
That's
hasn't
true.
become as consistent um as we kind of thought he was or started off to be.
Yeah. That's
So I
true.
mean, yeah, I think Jaylen Brown definitely is a star. And before everybody was talking about, oh yeah, they need to trade Jaylen Brown. Look at trading him. If you gonna look into it, look at trading Tatum too. Don't just
No, that's true. I agree with you in that
now in
aspect.
the long run. I don't know who's gonna be better. I don't know. But as of right now, I would basically and like I say, they're neck and neck. But I would give Jaylen Brown just that slight edge.
Yeah. In terms of like the question, is Jaylen Brown a star? I think yes, he's a star in our league by our definition. Because like I said,
Mm.
if we're gonna call Jason Tatum a star, I believe that Jaylen Brown is a star. Now, I don't know if I would go as far as saying Jaylen Brown is over Jason Tatum yet, but it's not far at all. Like it's like
It's
if
neck and
I'm
neck.
putting Jason Tatum, but it's literally by a sliver. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like you look at their stats, you look at how they're played, like bro, there's like what makes you say that Jason Tatum is like so
Like
much
miles
better than
ahead,
Jaylen Brown?
right?
He's
He's
not.
not.
Like I'm being real, he's not. Like and like you said, I think Jason Tatum is a very streaky shooter. You know, I feel like in terms of defense, I think Jaylen Brown has that over him. I mean, but I am gonna give it to Jason Tatum for now. For now, you know, because Jason Tatum
And that's
still
fair.
is
Like I said,
he
that's fair.
still is a bucket. You know, like not saying Jaylen Brown is, but he's
Nah, he
still
not no
Jason
scrub,
Tatum.
right?
But Jaylen Brown is coming. He's coming. Like I'm not gonna lie, like he is. Like I just don't like. My problem is like I don't like how when we look at the Celtics, like especially the people that don't even be watching basketball like that, they just think like Jason Tatum is that whole team. Like I remember I
Mhm.
seen this tweet that was I think the Celtics lost a game, and someone was like Jason Tatum has no help. Blah blah. I'm sitting there like, bro, Jaylen Brown is on that team. Like Jaylen
Right.
Brown is he is capable of making an All Star team. You know what I'm saying? Like if
Easily.
he just has a little more consistent of a season, like, bro, there's
Easily.
no reason why he's not an all star.
And he started off the season on a tear too. Like,
Literally. And like I said, I'm not just saying this like in posing this question because he had 50 the other night. Like that man
nah.
has
It's
been on a
been like
tear.
that. Yep.
He's been like that, you know, and I think he needs to be appreciated a lot more, bro, because it's just like it just sucks. Like I don't like how a lot of times when there's a star player on the team, like people take away from the other players on the team that are
Right.
either just as good or better. You know what I mean? Like, and
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, like I have a fault that I used to do that a lot, and sometimes I do it a lot, especially when it came to like Braun or and Anthony Davis. Like, you
Nah,
know,
you
if Braun
definitely
would have
did.
a
Yeah.
if Braun would they would lose, I would just say like, oh yeah, and they LeBron has no help, Anthony Davis, blah blah blah. But no, I mean like Anthony Davis is still Anthony Davis. Like you said in
Hmm.
the last podcast, um, it's still what 23-10 a night. No matter
Right.
what, how bad he plays,
No
it's still
matter what.
23-10. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like a lot of times like we kind of got to give those other players a little more respect in that regard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Facts.
to kind of even like go forward, like your man's coming back Wednesday. Your boy Uncle Drew coming back Wednesday. How you feel about that?
Hey, my man, word on the street is he had a great flag football season.
He was
It
playing in
went
middle school
well.
gyms. He was playing 10
Hey,
year 11-year-olds.
hey, it went well. It went well for him, and he back. He back, and you know what? I can't. I'm so excited. I think the Nets have been playing great.
James
Don't
Harden
get
been
me
playing
wrong.
good.
They just lost. Yes, they just lost the Clippers. But you heard KD in a press conference talking about some. Hey, we ain't even deserve to win because they was underestimated. Yeah, they knew that. They know that. At the end of the day, they still the best team in the East, and that's without Uncle Drew, bro. I
I don't know, man. The Bulls gonna have something to say. I remember early in the year we
no,
was talking,
no.
and you
Let's
said that the
relax.
Wizards were gonna be having a better season than the Bulls.
All
I
right,
don't
all
see
right.
that right now.
Hey, that was a hot take. That was a hot take, and some people miss, right? I
The
missed on
Bulls are
that one.
good.
I missed on that one. The
The
Bulls
Bulls
are
are legit.
legit. They're
Bulls are
legit. Are
legit,
they
man.
Nets legit? No. Let's
Why
relax.
not?
Everybody calm down.
Look, let's
Let's relax.
let's break that down.
No, no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
no. Let me
no.
ask you.
Let's relax.
Can I just ask you a question?
Relax.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Like, if we was like breaking down like both teams. Okay, you break down the Nets, you break down the Bulls. Let's go like player to player type stuff, right? Like in terms of firepower, both teams have just as much firepower as each other. Obviously, y'all have KD. The Nets have KD, so that's obviously like a
Yes.
whole different, like
Yeah,
that's a
here
whole
with it.
different thing.
Yeah, here with it.
But I'm
Right?
gonna be real with you. James Harden is, I mean, he's been playing well the last like couple games, but he's very inconsistent. I would take DeMar DeRozan over James Harden right now, and I'm
I
pretty
would
sure.
too. I
Okay,
would too. I'll
so
give you that. I'll give you that.
Kyrie is a part-time player. We don't even
It
Kyrie.
doesn't matter.
But I'm
And
being
this is what
honest,
this is
like
what I'm
right
saying.
now,
What
right
are the
now,
Bulls'
look,
big three? No, no, no,
right
no. What
now,
are the
I'm
Bulls'
taking
big
Zach
three?
LaVine over Kyrie Irving right now,
What are the Bulls' big three? DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and
and
Lonzo.
Vucevic. He's tough. Vucevic,
Okay.
come on, bro. That's
And
20 and 10.
And Vooch. Okay, and Vooch. Kyrie's, like I said previously, Kyrie's part-time is still better than dude's full-time. It does not matter. It does
You
not
So let
matter.
me ask you this question. Are you
I don't
saying that
care.
Kyrie Irving playing part-time is better than DeMar DeRozan playing full-time?
I didn't say DeMar.
No, no, no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
say
no.
DeMar.
That shit. I'm
No,
asking
let's
you
not
a
use
question.
DeMar.
Zach
Vooch?
LaVine.
Yes. Zach
Kyrie
Levine?
Irving part-time is better than Zach LaVine's full-time.
Not Zach Levine's.
Okay,
Vooch.
then who? Vooch?
Vooch.
Even that's debatable.
It's debatable, but
That's debatable. But it's not, his part-time is not
it's not better than Zach's. I'll give you that.
Zach's or DeMar's.
That is facts. That's
So,
fact. But we already,
like,
but they
if
don't.
them boys meet in the playoffs, that's gonna be a good series.
It
Honestly,
will. It will
you
be.
better hope that your boy, like your boy Kyrie, like
No, no,
finally
no, 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 no.
decides to
Don't get me
get this
wrong, bro.
vaccine.
It's gonna be, bro. It's gonna be a hard fought 4-2 Nets if they meet. A hard fought 4-2. Don't get me wrong. It's
Bro,
gonna be.
you just
It's gonna
said
be
that.
tough.
You
It's
just
not
said
gonna
that.
be a
No,
cakewalk.
you just said that the Nets are gonna beat the Bulls 4-2 if and Kyrie's playing part time.
Yeah,
Kyrie's
but it's. I'm
part
saying
time
it's not gonna
NBA
be.
player, part time McDonald's worker,
Yeah,
and you
yeah, yeah.
think
Don't get me
that
wrong.
the
It's not
Nets
gonna
are
be.
going to beat them 4-2.
It's not gonna be a cakewalk. But yeah, 4-2.
You're delusional.
I mean, it's
You're
not. I
delusional.
just won't.
You're
That's what I'm saying.
delusional.
Relax, everybody. I get it. DeMar hits the 2 buzzer beaters in a row, consecutive days. Great. The one leg, hey, that's nice. I love that too. I don't know why he took that shot, but hey, go ahead. I'm happy for them boys. But no, let's relax. Let's relax. Let's not still act like them three together is not the best team in the league, arguably, unless you're gonna say the Warriors.
They're not never going to be together consistently though. They're not.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
something that you're gonna have to like. That's the fact. That is a
It
fact.
doesn't matter.
Kyrie is a part-time worker. He only
It doesn't
comes
matter.
in on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And the rest of the
That's
week, he's
and
not there.
what he does Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, that's all we need. That's it.
So let me ask you a question, right? So you saying Kyrie's part-time is better than everyone else's, or Kyrie, all you need is Kyrie part-time. So
Mm-hmm.
like you work, you go to school, right?
Yeah.
You only go to
Facts.
school on Wednesday, Thursday. Honestly, only on Wednesday and Thursday. Do
Mhm.
you think that you still can pass all your classes in school?
Who me? Nah,
Yes.
nah. See, but I'm not
No,
that
no, no,
smart.
no, no, no.
Here's
That's
this.
the same. But what's the
No, no, no,
difference?
no, no. The difference is this is the difference. I'll tell you. There's people I know. There's people I know that need to study. If there's a test on Friday, they need to study Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a whole bunch of time throughout the day, some at night, some in the middle of the day, whatever. There are other people who can just study a little bit Monday, maybe sprinkle a little bit Tuesday, Wednesday review, Thursday they not even tripping, whatever. Come in on that Friday and still get the same, if not a better grade than the person that's been studying all week. You know why? Because they're just more intelligent. They excel. And that's Kyrie. It don't matter. He don't need to study Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
If Kyrie still ain't
Monday, a
vaccinated by
little
the
bit.
time by the time they get to the playoffs, if Kyrie's still
Listen.
not vaccinated and can't play all the games,
Mm-hmm.
Bulls are beating them boys in either 6 or 7 games.
That is incorrect. That is a bad take.
That is a great
That is
take. I don't think
that is
anyone
incorrect.
else. Who else would think that the Nets would win that series
That
without
is
Kyrie
that is
playing every
incorrect. And
game? You
that is
just said, you
that is
honestly said, I
incorrect, and that is
think
a
you
bad take.
said last week that like James Harden wasn't even like a top 15 player. And like
I didn't say
you
that. I said that about 2, 3 weeks ago, and last week I publicly apologized and said, "Hey, I apologize to James Harden. He's been
and you
playing
talking
better."
about the Bulls, like if the rankings like or the orders stayed the way it is, let's say Bulls stay one, what you call
They
it,
barely won.
Nets
They barely
two,
won.
and Bucks three, you guys would play the Bucks in the Eastern Conference semis. And I don't
Exactly.
even think y'all would not y'all shown y'all can't get through them without
Oh, for
Kyrie.
real? All right, bet. Hey, Kevin, you heard that? Oh, all right,
What do you mean? You think
all
you getting
right,
through the you can't even get through the Bucks without Kyrie?
all right.
You
James
can't.
Harden was playing on one pinky toe, barely,
And you think that's gonna
barely.
you think Drew Holiday not gonna put him in prison?
All right, all right.
Ain't you say Drew Holiday was one of the best two-way defenders in the league? You ain't say
Kevin
that?
Durant, Kevin Durant get part of his big toe chopped off, just
Kevin
part.
Durant had a historical series.
Slight big
Kevin
toe
Durant
chopped off.
had a
They going.
historical series. How much
He
did he
gets
average? Did he average
he,
close to 40? I don't
he
even know how
gets a
much he averaged.
centimeter. He gets
How,
maybe a
how
centimeter
much
of
did
his
he
big toe
average that
cut off.
series? Like Kevin Durant had a historical series and they
Yes, he did.
lost. And they lost. That is the best version of Kevin Durant we could as close we can see, and
And
they lost.
and if there was just if he had a cut his toenail
They
maybe
lost. They lost.
one
And
night
Kevin
before
Durant
they're
had a
going to
historical
the
game,
finals.
and they lost.
All right,
Come on, bro. Come on. Let's be real
all right.
here. But enough about the Brooklyn Nets and they part-time McDonald's workers. I don't even
Don't
and
don't.
their toenail clipping Kevin Durant and one leg. I don't even want to talk about them anymore. Let's move out. Let's move out to the West. Let's move out to the West.
Here we go.
Where are we going?
Here we go.
Where are we going? I didn't even say that yet.
Hey,
I
for
just
those
want to say, like,
hey, for those of y'all listening
look,
on the podcast, if you would like to skip past this, go
I just
ahead.
want to say, I'm just asking a question. Like, I can't ask you questions. Like, how do you feel about
I don't care.
how LeBron's been playing the past 7, 8 games at age 66? Like, how does like tell me what do you think about that play?
Hmm? I think that is I mean, I think that is fairly impressive seeing that he's playing against Our Lady School of the Deaf and Blind on a consistent basis
Hmm.
that are being called up.
Would that be
Um,
y'all? Because he played y'all. He gave y'all 37.
hmm?
And it wasn't if it wasn't for you know what, I ain't even gonna put all that on Russ. But yeah, he gave y'all 37. So what do you mean? Are y'all part of the ladies' school of the deaf and blind?
Hmm?
Why can't it be a men's school?
Listen, here's the thing. Brian been hot. Da 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 da. I don't care. I don't care. You know. I don't care.
You're a sick man.
I
Because
get.
I can
I
sit
get.
here
It's
and
exciting.
I'll give
I
KD his
get it's
props.
exciting. I get it, everybody. I get it. I get it. It's so exciting. It's it's a pleasure to watch a 90-year-old play like this over what a 6-game stretch. It is a pleasure. We are just witnessing just spectacular play right now. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's the same. This the same Lakers we was just dogging. Don't
I'm
let's
not
not
talking
get
about
it.
the Lakers. I ain't talking about the Lakers. I'm talking about LeBron. I ain't talking about
Bron,
the Lakers.
Bron can do this. And if he can keep this up, to them boys being a 2 or 3 seed,
If the
and them
Lakers
boys end
get
up
to
in the Western Conference Finals, and he can keep it up all through then, kudos to him. I'll be on this podcast
if the
clapping
Lakers
it up. I'll get balloons.
if the Lakers get to the 4th seed at least, and LeBron keeps playing the way that he's playing, LeBron's going to be in the MVP running. Fact.
He can be all in the MVP, whatever it is. It doesn't matter because the MVP spot is already secured
By who?
by number 7 in Brooklyn.
That's debatable.
He plays at the Barclays Center,
That's
about
debatable.
6'11".
That's debatable.
That's not debatable.
That's
It's
debatable.
not how. Why is that? Why is it always debatable with
Because
Kevin?
you're making
Why?
it seem like
Why
you're
is
making
it?
it seem like Kevin Durant's just clear-cut MVP.
It's. I mean, they just lost the number 1 spot, barely. So they're like
But
what?
he's
1
not
game behind.
clear-cut, though. You're
So
acting like there's not any.
please tell
Steph
me.
Curry is
Please
having a
tell
historical
me.
season. Giannis is
Please.
averaging like 27 and 12.
Is this mic
LeBron
on?
has literally been on a tear, and like I said, if he can keep it up, he's gonna be in there. So I'm sitting there like you're not giving kudos to
is this camera on
everyone
me?
else in the running.
Is this camera on me?
Who else is it on? Can you see?
Why is it that KD can average 37 and 6? Why is it that he can do that and his team be number 1? Number 2 now, but basically previously a couple days ago be number 1 in
I
the
never
East
said he's not in the
and then
running.
not be
You're
clear
making it
cut.
seem
No,
like Kevin Durant ran
Why
away
can't
with
it be
it.
clear
Kevin
cut?
Durant did not run away with the MVP. You still have Steph Curry. You still have Giannis. And if LeBron keeps the play that he's playing up, LeBron's gonna be
Who's
in
gonna
it.
keep those numbers up?
Okay, let's forget about LeBron.
Who's gonna keep those numbers up?
Steph Curry and Giannis? What do you mean who's gonna keep those numbers up?
Steph's numbers have already a little bit declined.
But
He
I'm
already
saying though, Steph Curry already is having a historical season.
That's true, but he goes on 5-6 game stretches where he may not have 30.
Look at me. You're sitting here saying that Kevin Durant is the clear-cut MVP right now. No question. Is that what you're saying?
No, hey, is this mic on me?
Is that what you're saying? Yes or no?
Is this mic on?
Yes
Kevin
or
Durant
no?
is the clear-cut MVP right now.
You're delusional because you are such a KD fanatic.
Right
You
now.
can't even give credit to anybody else.
I'm giving them
No,
credit.
you're not, because you're disrespecting them. Like, at least I'm going to say Kevin Durant is having a great season. Don't get me wrong. And he's probably a front runner for the MVP right now. But it is not, he's not running away with it. Steph Curry and Giannis are right there.
How far would you say he ran away with it? How far then? Huh?
Bro, if it's
is it close? Are you saying it's close?
If the race is 20 meters, he's probably at like 10, and Steph is at like 8, and Giannis is at like 7.
So it's close. So you're saying it's
yes,
close?
It's close.
Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's not close. It's not close.
Yo, you're delusional.
Wow.
Bro, where the skit, bro? Kevin Durant probably quote tweet this and tell you.
Wow.
He's not gonna give you anything, bro. He's not gonna dap you up. He's like, honestly, he probably will come for you. He probably will come for you because you're standing up for him. He'll probably say, "Why are you pinning me against everyone?"
And I apologize. I'm sorry for you,
delusional.
Kevin. You know what, Kevin? If I was Kevin, I'd have a burner account too, because it's so much disrespect.
He has multiple. It's not disrespectful. No.
No.
Okay.
It is disrespectful. It is disrespectful because it took. People were saying easily, "Oh yeah, okay." I make this statement that Kevin Durant easily MVP, but a couple weeks ago, people was like, "Yep, Steph's got the MVP. Yep, he's gonna get it this year. Yep, it's gonna be him. Yep. Look at what his team did.
Honestly, if it was earlier,
putting up.
If it was earlier in the year, like Steph was playing out of this world.
Ain't no duh. Kevin was still averaging nearly 30.
Are you joking? Steph Curry was playing out of this world to start the year.
And Kevin was still averaging 30.
But he wasn't running. They didn't have the best record in the league like that. He wasn't running away with it. The Warriors were having a nutty begin to the season.
They were one
That
in the
does
West.
matter.
Nets were one in the
No,
East.
it's not even just. Bro, he had the best record in the league, not just in the West or the East, in the league.
Okay.
Still has the best record in the league, if I'm not mistaken,
Okay.
without his co-star.
Okay. He's averaging. Steph's averaging 30, chucking up probably 6 or 7 threes a
You're
game.
delusional.
Kevin's doing it, shooting with the numbers.
You're delusional.
I believe 55 plus
Delusional.
percent,
Delusional.
38% from 3.
Delusional.
But it don't mean nothing, right?
It's no one's saying it don't
It's
mean
fine.
nothing. But
No,
all right, look.
it's fine because we're gonna come back at the end of the year when Kevin Durant is giving his second MVP speech, and he talks to Wanda, his mother, and he says, "You the real MVP." I'm gonna come back to this clip because I want y'all to know he was the
Yeah,
MVP.
you gonna say
It's done. It's done.
you the real MVP.
It's done.
Even that I can actually beat Steph in this running. Yeah, you right. That's what he gonna say.
It's done. He's the
But to
MVP.
kind of move on to the last topic,
Please let's move on.
I
Please.
know we
Got my mic.
I know we talk about I know we be talking about like rookie of the year, but I want to add something different this year. I mean, well, this episode. So probably this week we're gonna talk about the East, and maybe next week we'll talk about the West. So right now, if you had to give me your Eastern Conference All Stars, like starters, who's your starting lineup right now?
Oh wow.
Eastern Conference starters right now.
Eastern Conference right now.
Yeah.
Kevin. Trae Young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even want to go into that, but let's stop disrespecting Trae Young, y'all. Like he's not. If there's anybody who's
just name your
sorry,
five.
sorry,
Name your
sorry.
five.
Okay. Eastern Conference All Star. So Kevin, easily go. Trae, DeMar, needs to be All Star.
Are you serious? How is this guy not even like the second guy that you name? Like you're joking.
Am I tweaking right now?
Giannis.
Giannis. Okay. Yes, Giannis. Sometimes I forget about Giannis because it's like, yeah,
And I
whatever.
already know who the fifth guy is. Who's the best center in the East?
Bro, I don't need whatever. Y'all can give it to Embiid, I guess. But
Nah, I mean I agree with it. Like if I had to name my Eastern Conference starters right now would be Giannis, Trae Young. He's having a great year so far.
KD should be the first person that comes to
Embiid.
mind.
Let me finish. Whoa,
Okay.
the disrespect. I say Giannis, Trae Young, Embiid, DeMar for sure if he keeps up the play.
Yes,
Honestly, but I mean Zach LaVine has something to say too, like because they're averaging similar numbers if you really look at it. But I'm gonna put DeMar right now, and my last.
You said starters though. You said starters, so
yeah, and my last person would be KD. I put KD right there. He was my last.
I don't
person.
know why. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure what you think about that there.
No, I just was naming my starting five. Like that was my starting five. I think that's pretty tough.
A good starting five, yeah.
Yeah. And next week we're gonna talk about the West.
I can already tell you.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about the West next week. But that's really all the time we got today. I know this was a jam-packed episode, I know we had a little
shout out to Kevin.
forth, KD
Shout out
fanatic.
to Kevin.
KD fanatic. But nah, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, subscribe, leave us follows, give us the support. And look, if you guys watch this and comment, just comment some topics you want us to talk about. Talk about NBA news, NFL news, all that. We might even start talking about college, But
we've got no jingle submission so far. So y'all are really slacking.
We need some tunes. Right? Like y'all make some beats.
Need
some tunes.
Bro.
But
we need some intro music, some we can,
something we can start it off with. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. And yeah, we out. We're gonna see y'all next week.